40 is in the book. One of the best ending to a main event I've ever seen, an overbooked ending. That was a crazy finish. But I'm happy with the outcome. Cody Rhodes finally finishes his story. Cody Rhodes is the guy, he's the face of the new era. We're gonna talk about it. We're gonna do like an hour and a half on this video. We're gonna talk about what happened. One of the best WrestleMania endings I've ever seen. A happy moment. Cody Rhodes finally won the title, and we're gonna talk about it. Um, Make sure you guys hit that like button, leave a comment, please subscribe to my channel. Thank you for watching. Thank you for all the support. My video is sponsored by No DQ, Fightful, Argo, JD from New York, Joe Conan, the Salamaster, the Commemorative Commentaries. Cody Rhodes win the WWE Championship at WrestleMania 40. He is the guy of the new era. He's the face. Every 10 years, we get a baby face that gets his moment and a great ending. Man, that main event was awesome. One of the best main events. I think the match was better than last year because it was on the Bloodline War. We had all the shenanigans. It started off at your average wrestling match. They fought in the crowd. They used weapon. We had a lot of fall finishes. We had Cody hitting the spear. Reigns hitting the crossroads, saying the move sucks. Reigns was talking trash. And then we saw that when the Bloodline got involved, Jimmy got involved, Jay came out, and then Solo got involved. John Cena came out, got a big pop, and hit the AA on Solo Sikoa. The Rock came out, and he walked by John Cena. We didn't see Stone Cold. We were very disappointed. You would think Stone Cold and The Rock would come out. That didn't happen. We saw The Undertaker. The Undertaker came out. The most random I've ever seen. I wasn't expecting. I was shocked. As soon as you heard the gong go off, we got people like, holy shit. The Undertaker came out and he choke slammed The Rock. I love the story that they were telling. Every time Cody kept trying to finish the story, hitting no crossroads, another member of the Bloodline coming. Jimmy came out, Solo came out, The Rock came out, Paul Heyman, and then you knew someone was gonna come out. And I did like the ending, like Seth Rollins came out with the Shield music and wore the Shield vest. And as soon as Reigns saw that, instead of hitting Cody with the chair, he hit Seth Rollins. He couldn't get over the fact that Seth turned on him in the Shield, which I did like.
Well, the mock CM Punk, he tried to hit a GTS, but Rollins was able to counter that.
Man, I loved it. It was one of the best endings. We all knew it was going to be a happy ending. You knew Cody was going to win it. As soon as we got night one and way how it ended, with Rock and Roman looking strong and getting the bad ending with the heel going over last night, and that was a great main event. As soon as we got the end, when Cody was pinned clean by The Rock last night, you knew Cody was going to win the belt and get his moment and win the title and get the happy ending. You knew it was going to happen.
Giving Triple H his flowers, and he deserves it. This is the beginning of the Triple H era. I'm all in. I'm very interested in how you all feel about that. Because this show, especially tonight, was them hammering home. This is a new era.
Yeah.
This is a different thing. They were outright saying, pro wrestling is back, stuff like that.
Exactly.
What a feel good night. Loved it. Don't pinch me. I also want to thank our moderator, Luis, who's going to be.
Man, that was one of the best main events I've ever seen. Greatest main event of all time. We're so happy that Cody Rhodes finally finishes the damn story after 2 years of him still chasing. And the match was fantastic. The match was awesome. Cody Rhodes is the guy. He was the only babyface that was incredible enough, that was legit enough, who was mega over. The fan believed him. We still believe in Cody Rhodes, even after he lost last year. He is the guy. There's no one else. And Reigns had to drop the title because no one wants to see a part-time be champion. I think the one thing that really surprised me was when, as soon as Cody Rhodes won the belt and he celebrated all the superstars, John Cena, we had Seth Rollins, Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, CM Punk, Bruce Brister, Triple H. We saw Cody's mom, we saw Brandy. They all celebrated. You see it right here. He said, Cody Rhodes said, we're in a new era. Pro wrestling is back. This is the new era. It's been years now since we had a babyface who had a story like this. Last time we saw it was 10 years ago with Daniel Bryan. And look how great that story was. Look how Bryan became the guy. Look what Bryan did 10 years ago at WrestleMania 30, and one of the biggest moments ever. 10 years later, look what Cody Rhodes did. Cody Rhodes is the guy. And I think Roman Reigns knew that as soon as after he got pinned, you saw the smile on Reigns' face. He was happy that he put over someone new. That someone new, someone deserved to be the world champion. Cody was the right guy to beat him. There was no one else. Cody Rhodes is the guy. And I loved it. It was awesome. Hold on, let me skip this. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, we'll go over this entire show, not just the main event, but we do have some new champion. Bailey, she won the women's champion from Io Sky in a very good match, a fantastic match, and a great ending. She was mega over. She wore her old attire and she had the blue hair, just like she was back in NXT. And Damian Priest finally cashed in his Money in the Bank and won the world title. So for the first time in a long time, we have two new world champions, two top world champions, Damian Priest and Cody Rhodes. It's new people. Damian Priest wins the first world champion. Cody Rhodes won the first world champion. Damian Priest, that was the opening match, by the way. Drew McIntyre and Seth Rollins had a great match. Drew McIntyre finally gets a moment for the fans. As soon as Drew McIntyre won the way he did and celebrated for a good 5 minutes, and as soon as he went over to CM Punk, I knew something was going to happen. And CM Punk got involved and hit Drew McIntyre. And Damian Priest ran out. Damian Priest may have had one of the fastest cast-ins in WWE history. He won in under 10 seconds. He got a big pop when he came out, and he got a big pop when he won the belt. We have new people. We have new world champions. Damian Priest deserved to win it. Cody Rhodes deserved to win it. So from the opening match, from the main event, we have two new champions, people who are young, new, and deserved it. Priest deserved it, and it made sense. Damian Priest got one over on Drew McIntyre. Because remember, Drew McIntyre was the one that screwed him several times from cashing in months ago. And then they had that tease at Survivor Series. They knew that something was gonna happen. Cody Rhodes is the guy. Damian Priest is your guy on Monday Night Raw. Cody's gonna be your guy on SmackDown.
About 10 years ago, I was Tony was the world heavyweight champion of the WWE.
I'm watching the press conference. Hold on.
Nobody thought I would be on the stage, and I even doubted myself. Then I decided one day to the next, just what am I doing in my life? This is my dream. You should be the hardest worker for your own dream because it's yours, not nobody else's. I'm the example for people who don't know or they're not sure if they can achieve something. If I did it, literally anybody can achieve their stuff because, like I said, there was points that I had no business being. But you bust your ass and you do everything in a positive way. I truly, truly believe that there's nothing you can't achieve. So, for anybody out there that's not sure of something, look at I just did at WrestleMania. Proud.
Damien, thank you so much, and congratulations on a life-changing achievement as the new World Heavyweight Champion.
So happy for Damian Priest. Damian Priest is also someone new that deserved it.
Well, speaking of achievements, our next guest defeated her former friend, her partner, and former mentee that, despite already having a Hall of Fame-worthy career,
We have Bailey. Bailey, the new women's champion. The story they told was awesome. Bailey gets a WrestleMania moment.
hey Bailey, congratulations. Congratulations.
Thank you.
This was awesome.
2 years to
I'm so glad. One of the best WrestleManias of all time. Night 2 was definitely better than Night 1. Night 1, it kind of came to shit. It kind of fell flat. And we got the bad end with the heel going over. Night 2 was one of the greatest of all time. Night 2 was a classic that will be memorable. Cody Rhodes Finishes the story, one of the greatest main events of all time, one of the greatest moments of all time. It was awesome. Cody Rhodes finally, after all this time, he finally finishes his damn story. He is the guy. He is the guy. We are in the new era of wrestling, new people. And now we get to talk about, what will Cody do with the belt? Is it going to be on Raw? Is it going to be on SmackDown? I think it will be on SmackDown because SmackDown needs a world champion. They need a top babyface on that show. SmackDown stuff without a world champion or a babyface to care about. And no, LA Knight is not the guy who'll be in the mid card. And now we get to talk about what will Cody do with the belt? How long will we have it? Who can beat Cody Rhodes? I give Cody Rhodes 8 or 9 months until we talk about who beats Cody Rhodes. What challenger do we have lined up for Cody Rhodes? What will you do with the belt? What big programs and big feud is he gonna have? I'm looking forward to it. It's been a long time since we had a babyface. Last time they trusted someone to run with the company at the guy with Drew McIntyre. And his moment got screwed because of COVID, and we criticized his title reign. So now we get to talk about I'm just so happy. I'm happy that Cody Rhodes won it.
I have the power. I have.
And now we get to see what will Reigns do without the title. How will the bloodline continue? I just want to say the funny part. After Cody won, Pat McAfee told Michael, "What is next for the bloodline?" Michael said, "Who gave a damn?" Michael Cole was so happy about Cody getting this moment because he knows Cody Rhodes. This was a moment that we remember. I loved it.
what?
Cody being champion is a lot better than him doing nothing on Monday Night Raw and these nothing matches and filler feuds. He is the guy. He'll be your main eventer. Cody Rhodes is your guy that will main event the show. Now we get to oh wait, hold on. Do we still have the press conference? Yeah. One of the best WrestleMania moments of all time. Cody Rhodes finally finishes his damn story. He is the guy. Well, but damn, Cody Rhodes defeated Roman Reigns. He was the guy to beat Roman Reigns. There was no one else. Before Cody Rhodes, I just want to say that before Cody even came back to the company, there was nobody believable to beat Roman Reigns. There was no one left. Before Cody came back to WWE at WrestleMania 38 and we got his entrance, there was no one left. There was no one legit enough, there was no one believable that could stand in the ring and beat Roman Reigns for that WWE title. Cody Rhodes was the guy. When Cody Rhodes came back 2 years ago at WrestleMania 38, when we got his entrance, and he cut that promo on the Raw at the Mania, and he explained why he's back. He wanted the WWE title. He wanted to do what his father couldn't do. This is the guy that gonna beat Roman Reigns. And the match last year, I thought he was gonna win, and I think maybe he should have won. But I get why, because we asked for adversity. We asked for obstacles thrown his way. There was a lot of adversity from night 1 and night 2. There were obstacles in his way. The Bloodline was in it. Solo, Jimmy, The Rock was in it. They were all trying to stop him. And that was the adversity. I loved the story how like every time Cody kept trying to hit the crossroads, there was always someone there. Like Jimmy got involved with Solo, The Rock, Paul Heyman. And that's the adversity, that's the obstacle. And we all knew Cody was gonna win it, because Cody's not gonna lose 3 WrestleManias in a row. Because he lost back to back. He lost last year, he lost last night, he was pinned clean. And as soon as they played that angle with him sitting there looking disappointed, you knew we're gonna get a happy ending. Cody's gonna go over at the babyface. We're gonna get the moment. He got a big reaction, a big pop. Some people were shocked that he actually won it. He actually did it. He won it. Cody Rhodes is the guy. Oh wait, hold on for a minute. Oh, wait, hold on for a minute. Damien Priest got a big pop when he won the title. Because, hold on for a minute. We are we are gonna go through the entire card on this show. Remember, night 2 only had like 6 matches. I thought the opener were great with Seth Rollins and Drew McIntyre. And I love Damien Priest capped in. And then we had I think the second match was, what was the second match? Hold on, I have to look at my notes here. I think I forgot what the second match was. I may have forgotten the second match. Hold on, I think the second match was, oh yeah, I forgot, it was Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits taking on the Final Testament, Karen Cross and AOP. And that was a great match. I'm glad the feud's over. Lashley and the Prophet win. Hopefully the feud's over and we move on. That was a great match. The first 2 matches were great. LA Knight and AJ Styles were decent. LA Knight got the win, his first WrestleMania. He beat AJ Styles, so he will be next in line for Logan Paul US Championship, hopefully, and he will win the title. It would have been great if it was at WrestleMania, but they gave LA Knight his first win at WrestleMania against AJ Styles. He has momentum. He's now being elevated into the mid card. And I think he'll be your other babyface in the mid card SmackDown. So SmackDown looking good for babyfaces. Cody Rhodes at your main event, your top guy and world champion, and LA Knight will be in your mid card. We had what was the other match? Hold on, I keep forgetting. I keep on forgetting. It was the world title. It was, oh yeah, I forgot. It was Bailey. No, it wasn't Bailey. It was Logan Paul and Randy Orton and Kevin Owens in a great triple threat match. The triple threat match was fantastic. Logan Paul retained as I predicted. I thought it was a fantastic match. Logan Paul got the victory, so as I said, it's gonna be Logan Paul and the other night. We will talk about that in a minute. I also want to mention that May 4th is Backlash in France. They already advertised it. They already advertised the King and Queen of the Ring in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia on May 25th. So SmackDown will be on May 24th, the Go Home Show. Saturday, May 25th, at Jeddah, Saudi Arabia. The King and Queen of the Ring. It's called the King and Queen of the Ring. Last year, we were supposed to get the King and Queen of the Ring last year, but they changed it to Night Champions. But we got it this year. King and Queen of the Ring. So we will get a King of the Ring tournament. And we'll get a Queen of the Ring. I can't wait for that. We'll see how that goes. So they already advertised the first 2 pay-per-view next month. Man, it was a moment. It was awesome. I knew that. I'm glad that we're in the Triple H era. As soon as Triple H came out last night on night 1 and said we're in a new era, and then Stephanie came out tonight earlier in the show said that the ring is the Paul Levesque era. You knew. I knew it. And I'm so glad. I am so happy. Cody Rhodes finishes his story. Finally wins the damn title. One of the best main events, one of the best moments of all time. Cody Rhodes is the guy. I don't care what anyone says. Roman Reigns, it was time for him to drop the title. We all knew he was going to win the belt. He's not going to lose twice to Roman Reigns. He lost back to back. He lost last year. He lost last night. As soon as he lost last night, you knew he was winning. And you knew they were going to be a big celebration. And I loved it. Now we can watch the, hold on. Hold on for a minute.
I do think sometimes the
Oh wait, hold on.
What is this?
Hold on. We see what's on the press conference first. Press conference still going on.
Mike Conference from ESPN.
Cody Rhodes.
Back in 1981, when his father, Dusty Rhodes, won his first title, Rocker kind of emptied out, right? And he Ric Flair. And tonight, kind of doing the same thing. Is that a purposeful callback to that movie?
it was maybe it wasn't purposeful in planning. Maybe it was just I don't know kismet, destiny.
Just wanted to show you guys the moment about how he celebrated.
One of those moments. A lot of people are asking what's going to feel like if you try to cheat Roman Reigns. And I really was honest when I said I don't know. I don't know. I've never been in the I've been one I've main evented shows. I've been able to be in the main event, but there's a difference between being in the main event and being the main event. Roman Reigns, obviously, are not good friends, but that's the greatest championship reign in sports and entertainment. And as much as I don't agree with his style and the way he went about being a champion, perhaps, I still hope I can be half the champion that he was for WWE as a leader, as the quarterback. In the moment, I was so happy just to see my friends. I don't have a lot of friends in wrestling. Kevin Owens is a huge part of my journey. I wouldn't have been able to meet the guys I met that I needed to meet and do the things that we would do without him. Sammy was a huge part of my journey last year with kind of budding rivalry between us heading towards WrestleMania and him having that opportunity in Elimination Chamber to see him. I didn't think I would see Randy just because he's probably get on his bus. He's Randy. So to have the guy who took me under his wing, I got to watch be a champion.
You see him crying. He's crying in his press
I
conference.
drove Cena around for almost 2 years. Learned everything I possibly could from him, but didn't know I was learning because we were just having such a good time. And there's nobody who carried WWE, until Roman.
Wait, you can't see me?
For him to be out there, family.
Oh, my bad. Hold on.
LA Knight. Just a lot of victims of the bloodline since there was that. I think more than anything, just circling back.
Can you see me now?
I think that was just the joy. There's a respect for Roman and the bloodline, no doubt, but nothing is bigger than the company, than the industry itself. And this was a win for the people, and certainly a win for me. Thank you for your question.
All right.
Cody, John Alba.
Now, if you can hear Cody Rhodes in the press conference, let me know.
Era WWE. They said you'd say and do anything for them. Well, so Andy McAlpine is his name, and I was 16 the first time he wrote an article about me. He spelled my last name with 2 L's, and I was still
Listen, Cody Rhodes.
blown away that I got to be in the paper. And then during that amateur wrestling run I had, Merida Daily Journal was like a propaganda rag for me. They were all about me. So yes, anything.
Well, I know you said that you grew sick of the whole "finish the story" tagline over the year, but the story goes so much further than creative fans have been following your journey for the past 20 years through your father, through your brother, through AEW, around the globe. What do you feel has resonated with people most about your journey, and how has that led to them forming that connection with you?
I'm watching the press conference after WrestleMania. Cody Rhodes is talking.
I think sometimes it feels like it's a father-son
Can you hear Cody
story.
Rhodes?
It's just something that, father-daughter, father-son, that a lot of people can see and relate to. But then, if I'm truly being honest, I think it's a story of, as much as I had the legacy and I had the last name, I wasn't born with all the tools. My brother's 6'4". How pissed off I was when I stopped growing.
Yeah.
My dad and my sister just had all this charisma, and I think people resonate, that works for them. Like, you can make it to the main event. You can make it to being the main event. I always wanted to be a winning franchise, if that makes any sense. And
Man.
It's yours. They might just kick right off with Backlash, Cody and Seth. I'd wait until next year, but they could just do it right away. We'll have to see. We will have to see. But either way, Damian Priest, new World Heavyweight Champion. I love the way they played that off. It was really awesome. After that, I believe we got the Philly Street fight, right? Philly Street fight was up next between the Final Testament and the Pride, I guess, Lashley and the Street Profits. This was okay. Nothing really great here. We did have a surprise special guest referee, Bubba Ray Dudley. So Bubba was out there looking all...
Cody Rhodes finishes the story.
Since 1880.
It was a great story tonight. I actually love the ending.
And every bit of it was worth it.
Yep, it was.
Every bit of it was worth it. And tonight, we all
Finally dethroned Roman Reigns
on a Sunday night, and we express to the world why the sport of professional wrestling is one of the greatest sports known to us. And I love every bit of it.
Yeah, me too.
I know a lot of people had a problem with night one. I had a problem with night one. It was the most asked question of the entire day today. JD, what'd you think of night one? What'd you think of night one? What about night one? Night one felt like a WrestleMania show, but at the same time, it didn't.
Do you think Cody will beat the Bloodline?
Night one
He already did.
started off great.
He overcame
ended
the
great.
odds. He
It was
overcame
what
it.
happened in the middle that
He already did. Cody Rhodes did beat the Bloodline. He overcame all the obstacles. He overcame adversity. He overcame all the Bloodline. Jimmy, Solo, The Rock. Now, granted, he had help, but that's how it is. Bloodline rules. Anyone can get involved. Now we get to see what will Cody do with the belt.
left a lot of people ultimately disappointed.
Yeah.
The crowd was deflated most of the night for obvious reasons that they could not help.
Yeah.
It was very cold. The stadium itself, being an open-air stadium,
Yeah.
didn't really resonate with it being a WrestleMania crowd. And a lot of people were left disappointed by the end of the night, hoping for night two to be better. Night two, I am here to tell you all. Night two absolutely blew night one out of the water.
Yeah.
You had absolutely nothing to worry about.
Yep.
Night two was everything that you wanted WrestleMania to be and more. I want you guys to understand something. I want you guys to understand one thing and one thing perfectly clear. From the word go, from the beginning of the year, if the change that we all requested did not happen, you would have not gotten the ending of this show that you got tonight.
Exactly.
Keep in mind that this was not a plan coming out of that January 3rd reported meeting with The Rock, TKO, and Nick Khan.
It wasn't.
it was very much going to be The Rock versus Roman Reigns in the main event of WrestleMania.
It was.
The fact that we, the people, have the power to change their minds is the reason why we got this ending for night 2 tonight. I also want you guys to be aware. You may not like Cody Rhodes. You may find Cody Rhodes to be the guy that you don't think is the guy.
He is the guy. He has shown
You may
that.
be one of those guys. I've seen several of them today holding up the ones. You may be
Cody Rhodes is the guy.
what happened, the reason why you got the ending.
Cody Rhodes.
The books, night 1 over, night 2 finish. The story is finished. Cody Rhodes finishes the story. We no longer have to hear about the story. If you're not a Cody Rhodes fan, you should be happy.
I am.
You have been waiting for Cody Rhodes to beat Roman Reigns and walk away with the undisputed WWE Championship tonight was your night. There were a couple of quotes on commentary when this pay-per-view was over that really struck a chord with me. Yeah, Corey Graves, who was talking about how pro wrestling is back. And you have Pat McAfee on commentary talking about how pro wrestling.
First person to stay in my shirt. gets
Hold on.
$100. All right. Easy money.
Invent himself and become a man in his own way. None of this would have happened. Whether you like it or not, Cody Rhodes deserves the credit for putting in the work and showing everybody never to doubt him again.
Exactly.
I know emotions are running high tonight. I know a lot of excitement is still running in the air and will probably be running in the air well after WrestleMania is over. WWE is already thinking about next year's WrestleMania. If I know a thing or two about Triple H, he's already thinking of a main event for next year's WrestleMania, which is rumored to be Roman versus The Rock.
Not for the title.
WrestleMania 40's main event was the most overbooked, overproduced main event that I've ever laid my eyes on.
Exactly.
And I loved every single minute of it.
The match was awesome.
Every minute.
It was awesome.
The only thing I would have changed, and I hope there's news coming out about it, is it was tailor-made for Stone Cold Steve Austin. I don't want to sit here and complain about literally anything, but if there was one thing that I'm genuinely curious about, I wonder if there was something to do with Stone Cold not wanting to be a part of this, and that they had The Undertaker as a backup plan. This was the most overbooked, overhyped, most overproduced main event in the history of WWE. And I loved every fucking minute of it. Every single minute of it. I wouldn't change a fucking thing. Probably the greatest main event in the generation that we're in right now. I don't want to say it was the greatest main event in the history of WrestleMania. I mean, that is a very subjective thing to say. The WWE clearly does things in stages. They do things that
Reigns now that it
Finishes the story.
everything else. And yeah, I'm kind of conflicted myself when it comes to that because while it sounds really impressive when you look at the body of work, he put on some tremendous matches during this reign. Roman's run will be up high on the list because the quality of his work speaks for itself.
Exactly.
The majority of the matches that Roman Reigns were in, whether it was Drew McIntyre, whether it was Cody Rhodes tonight, Logan Paul, Bryan Danielson, all the different people, Edge, that he defended that title against. Excellent match after excellent match. But when you only defend the title 5 or 6 times a year, it's hard to get excited. And we had reached a point in this bloodline story and in this title run where it was about time we moved on to the next chapter. It was about time we moved on. Cody Rhodes won the Royal Rumble. He punched his ticket to WrestleMania, and then The Rock decided, you know what? I feel like coming back. Cody, step aside. You'll get your moment some other time. Fans, though, they didn't like that very much. Ooh, the fans did not like that at all. Fans rebelled. Fans actually booed The Rock, something that you never thought you would see. Triple H and The Rock, they all put their heads together and they decided, you know what? We're going to give the people what they want. We're going to listen to the crowd. We're going to give the people exactly what they are hoping for, which is Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Part 2 at WrestleMania. What could have been a complete disaster of a creative decision, what would have been a massive fumble by WWE. I mean, talk about a cell phone. You take this great story and you decide to put it on the back burner for 6 months or for a year. What could have been bad, they managed to turn into something positive. What we got tonight, I can sit here and tell you as somebody who has seen every main event in the history of wrestling. Okay, there have now been 40 of these things. And there have been more than 40 main events because they've had 2 nights now for a few years. Of the 40 plus main events that we have had in WrestleMania history, tonight was the most fun that I have ever had sitting here watching a WrestleMania main event. We've had great wrestling matches before.
Had that much of an emotional attachment to what was being told,
I was emotional too, 'cause I love Cody Rhodes.
which is truly a special thing.
That's the adversity for Cody Rhodes.
It's what makes professional wrestling so great.
And that's the reason why.
Some of you might not like what happened tonight. Some of you might not want Cody Rhodes as the champion.
I don't know why. There's no one else.
But this was the right outcome.
Exactly.
This was absolutely the way that it needed to be.
You knew Cody was gonna win because Cody Rhodes was pinned last night on night 1. And we got the heel going over, the bad ending. Reigns and walked the tall. Cody Rhodes sat there emotionless, disappointed. They did that last year, WrestleMania 39. You thought that was gonna happen again? Oh no. Losing three WrestleMania matches in a row? That's not happening. So you knew we were gonna get the end that we got. Cody Rhodes is the guy. He had to win the
I
title.
said time and time and time again that Cody Rhodes winning the world championship needed to happen.
Exactly.
The adversity that Cody Rhodes needed, this was the perfect amount of adversity
Exactly.
that he needed to overcome.
He overcame the bloodline.
What they did with him last year was bullshit. It actually was taking Cody Rhodes and moving him backwards and not forwards.
Yeah, because the story wasn't about Cody Rhodes. He was at the third wheel. The story was about Sami Zayn getting his moment, and his story was the bloodline. Cody Rhodes wasn't ready, and I was okay with it because we said Cody needed to do more in WWE. He had to overcome all the obstacles in his way, overcome adversity. Brock Lesnar wasn't adversity. Dominic, that's not adversity. Judgment Day, War Games, Nakamura, he wins the Rumble, but ever since The Rock got involved, ever since the build to this match, the promo with The Rock that have been cutting, disrespecting him, burying him, talking about his mother. I mean, this tag team, it was phenomenal. It was awesome.
I didn't really appreciate the fact that Cody Rhodes didn't do much of anything on the road to WrestleMania as far as try and get one back on The Rock. Same thing with Rollins. But I don't think anybody's looking back at that. It was all how the final chapter was written. Nobody's going to be talking about that. Nobody's going to be thinking about what was missing, what could have been done better. It was the final chapter that was written tonight that people are going to be talking about. And for Cody Rhodes, it was absolutely perfect.
Exactly.
I wouldn't change a fucking thing. WWE knocked it out of the park tonight. And I don't think we'll ever see anything like that ever.
Not until like
I
10
don't think we'll
years.
see another Roman Reigns title run like we have from anybody.
Yeah.
I don't think we'll see another main event like that ever. And I truly believe Cody Rhodes is the guy.
Exactly.
I truly believe Cody Rhodes is going to take WWE into the future. And I do think that a lot of us, whether you like him or not, I think Cody Rhodes right now is the perfect candidate to take WWE into what he's calling the Renaissance era.
The new era.
I'm excited to see where he goes.
Me too.
And I've been saying it all week. There is absolutely no way you watched the show tonight and thought legitimately that Cody Rhodes was losing. everything that led up to tonight, there was no other way for the outcome to go.
Because you knew he wasn't losing because he would pin and he lost and we got the heel going over. As soon as Cody and Seth lost night 1, you knew he would win in night 2. It was a clear day he would win in night 2. Because we already had the bad ending with the heel going over. We already had Reigns and Rock go over and raise their titles and get the big pyro. We get the heel going over and Cody Rhodes looking sad and depressed. They did that last year. You can't do it again. Now it does set up question and it does set up another big match. Or could we get Cody and The Rock for the title? Because Cody wanted to get one on The Rock because The Rock got one on him last night. So we could get that. And we could get Reigns and Rollins. There could be seed plan for Rock and Roman.
And Cody Rhodes is now the new World Heavyweight Champion.
You have to call himself the WWE Champion.
We're going to go over what happened tonight. We're going to get thoughts on how everything transpired. But from the top, WrestleMania 40's main event will go down for the ages as one of the greatest, if not the greatest, very subjective topic. One of the greatest WrestleMania main events, one of the greatest main events in the history of WWE. They closed the show with Cody. They opened the show with Drew McIntyre. Drew McIntyre wrestled Seth Rollins for the World Heavyweight Championship, which was another emotional match. Another great way to start the show. This is why this night of WrestleMania will go down in the annals of history. WWE ended the show in one of the greatest ways WrestleMania's ever ended. And they opened WrestleMania 40 on night 2 with one of the greatest, if not the greatest way to open a WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Absolutely perfect night from top to bottom.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
Drew McIntyre won the World Heavyweight Championship and lasted 4 minutes as champion. 4 minutes.
At the 5.
He beat Seth Rollins, which was the right outcome.
Exactly.
And then all of a sudden he wants to poke the bear. He wants to poke CM Punk, and he wants to gloat, and he wants to showboat, and he wants to show off his new hardware.
I knew something was going to happen.
CM Punk injured. He didn't think CM Punk was going to do much of anything to take that moment away from him.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, CM Punk got angry. And CM Punk ended up taking Drew McIntyre's WrestleMania moment away from him, which led to Damian Priest cashing in, finally, that Money in the Bank briefcase. And we now have a new World Heavyweight Champion, not in Drew McIntyre, but in Damian Priest. The way everything transpired from the match to the conclusion, to Drew McIntyre poking the bear, known as CM Punk, to Punk attacking McIntyre, and Drew McIntyre getting cashed in on by Damian Priest. You could not book a better beginning to WrestleMania.
Exactly. And we knew that was going to happen. I knew it was something going to happen. The way how Drew McIntyre won. That's not how I predicted Damian Priest would cast in, but Drew McIntyre was not losing to Seth Rollins again. He was going to beat him clean. And he went after CM Punk because those two were going to feud. And then Punk took off his, he took off his cast. He took off his elbow cast and he started kicking Drew McIntyre. Damian Priest comes out, finally casts in. I knew we were going to cast in. And Damian Priest got one over on Drew McIntyre. Remember, they had beat back in November. Drew McIntyre actually screwed Damian Priest multiple times of trying to cast in. Back in January, back in October. Don't forget, back at War Games in November. You know, they had some tension going on in that War Games. So you knew that Priest were going to get, you know, these two are going to feud. Priest were going to get one over on them. And I'm happy that for Damian Priest, there's someone new, someone who deserved it. This is a new era, new people, new stars being built up. Priest was definitely ready to be world champion. And we'll see what we done with it.
Than that. And the visual of CM Punk sitting cross-legged on the announce table while he's clapping away as Drew McIntyre lost his world championship was a visual for the ages.
Exactly.
Fantastic.
Awesome.
I feel bad for Drew McIntyre. I desperately wanted him to be the world champion. I think he's done the best work of his career. But it looks like Drew McIntyre either is still going to be in chase mode or which I hope is not the case. He hasn't signed the new WWE contract yet, and they weren't going to give him the championship unless he signed on the dotted line, which we haven't had any news on as of late. But that's my going assumption. The fact that he didn't sign a new WWE deal yet, and they weren't going to give him the championship if he hadn't. Bayley is the new women's champion. She beat Io Sky.
A very good man.
Happy for Bayley. We'll go over that. LA Knight. He went one-on-one with AJ Styles in what I match for the undercard. And then we got a big special guest referee spot by the one and only Bully Ray. He was the special guest referee tonight for the 6-man tag team match with Karrion Kross and the Authors of Pain against Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. We're going to go over everything that happened on night 2. And I am glad you guys are here tonight. 7,300 of you in the chat. And still filing on in because I know WWE's got the night 2 post-show press conference. And as soon as that comes to an end, I know you guys are going to come on over here and hang out with the #1 live stream in the entire community right here on Off the Script. And I thank you guys very much. And I'm happy to share this moment with you. I really am. Wrestling is a great thing. When wrestling is this emotional, there's absolutely nothing better.
Exactly.
And I loved everything about what WWE did in that main event. It was absolutely the way that it needed to go. Truly, truly, truly a very special moment.
Exactly.
Loved everything about it.
What's crazy is that night 1 we have 3 title changes. Night 1 we have 3 new champions on night 1. We have Austin Truth, Grayson Waller, and Austin Theory, Sami Zayn. Night 2 we have 3 new champions: Damian Priest, Bayley, and Cody Rhodes. So you have 6 new people. New people who never experienced being champion. And I'm looking forward to it. This is the new era. It's all about new people. And people getting over.
I'm glad you guys are here to share this excitement with me. And I want to get into the rest of this show. But first, I want to go over what I need to get out of the way so we can have a great stream. Follow me on social media. On it. Said this one was special because it was the first one in the Paul Levesque era.
Exactly. No more Vince. We're in a new era. There's no more Vince.
The old
Vince is gone.
Catchphrase, are
Don't
you ready?
Because Vince is gone.
And she welcomed everybody to WrestleMania. Triple H got his flowers at the Hall of Fame from Paul Heyman. Triple H has been getting his flowers all weekend from various people in and out of the company. And here his wife is out there also giving Triple H, her husband, his flowers. I am all for Triple H getting his flowers. After tonight, I don't know why anybody's thinking of
The #1 thing
Here in 2024. This is your WrestleMania.
Hold on.
And Drew McIntyre had but only a few minutes to enjoy it before Damian Priest cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase. He's been walking around with this thing now for months and months and months. Finally, he comes out, he cashes in, and with one South of Heaven chokeslam, he is now the new World Heavyweight Champion. 41 years old. He becomes maybe the oldest man, maybe,
41.
to win his first World Heavyweight title. I know like DDP won his first world title.
41 years
life,
old?
but he was
20,
maybe late 30s.
41 years old.
Damian Priest is 41 years old. Damian Priest at one point in his life was homeless, living in the streets. To go from homelessness to World Heavyweight Champion at WrestleMania is a pretty good story. So now he is the CM Punk played a role in what happened with McIntyre. We kind of figured that would happen. We also have a new WWE Women's Champion. Her name is Bayley, somebody who has been overlooked for far too long. When it came to the Charlotte Flairs of the world and her good friend Sasha Banks and Becky Lynch and Bianca Belair and all of these people that we have seen come along and be world champion and get their crowning moment at WrestleMania or maybe other events as well. Bayley was always the one who felt overlooked and underappreciated, taken for granted. All of a sudden, this woman is getting her flowers. It's a really cool thing to see. She won the Royal Rumble back in January. That was a huge moment. Would they give her the big payoff at WrestleMania? The answer is yes. Bayley got her moment at WrestleMania tonight. She is the new women's champion. There was a lot to like, a lot to love about night 2 of WrestleMania. Easily the stronger of the 2 nights. Basically the opposite of WrestleMania 39 last year, where night 1 was the far superior night. This year it was night 2. When you take both nights together in totality, and you look at it as one WrestleMania, it ended up being a very good WrestleMania overall here in 2024. This is your WrestleMania 40, night number 2 review here on the Solid Monster Sounds Love YouTube channel. I am the Solid Monster, and thank you so much. Thank you for joining me here late on a Sunday night as we close out the busiest weekend of the
course on, not to single you out. I'm sure you're not alone in this, and that people you reverse course on Triple H in a certain respect, you reverse course on.
Does Paul Heyman team up with Braun Breaker or something? Says you're
we've ever done. Huge night.
1 million views on
subscribe,
Twitter
folks.
already.
Hey, subscribe,
Yeah.
folks.
Hit subscribe. This is a super chat for you to interrupt Matt when he's ranting about Tony Khan showing the CM Punk footage.
That means you want to see it. Like a good little mark. A good little Tony Khan mark.
Oh, he's fast. Oh, he's cooking.
So as we go forward, where is it? There are clips from the Hall of Fame, and then they brought out this year's inductees. Paul Heyman, of course, is the headliner. Got a separate little induction with his music, ECW theme playing. They always do that. They always have, everybody lined up, and then whoever's the headliner, they play their music last, and this and that. And really cool, U.S. Express, Mike Rotunda and Barry Windham, they had their U.S. Express jackets on, but then they unzipped them to show they were wearing Bray Wyatt shirts. We then got a bunch of videos, and then a video package for the next match. It was about 15 minutes between matches. Well, no, 15 minutes between Hall of Fame stuff and the next match. Maybe 10.
It's like a noise. Yeah. So they hit the spear spike combo. Cody kicks out. John Cena.
I like Elite Biscuits. This is you looking back to the time when Roman Reigns could not beat Seth Rollins. Throughout this entire reign, he was able to beat everybody. Couldn't beat Seth Rollins. Daniel says, assuming Roman takes time off, what direction do they take Heyman? Think he takes the much deserved time off, maybe solo push. Maybe some more involvement with Tama Tonga and Jacob Fatu. That would make sense because Jacob Fatu tweeted the picture with Heenan as well. So for King and Queen of the Ring, ooh, this is a good one. So it's back. Announced for more. It's perhaps ever been. Ghetto Frogger 303 sent in a $5 super chat.
My opinion, they are the best. Can't tell you otherwise. Everybody, show your love to A&B Combos Wrestling Edition. Okay?
He grabbed his wife's cell phone. Now, McIntyre's wife was sitting in the front row. He goes over and grabs his cell phone. I believe it might have been his wife's cell phone, his cell phone. I don't give a shit whose cell phone it was. He grabbed the cell phone.
Wife is in the front row. And McIntyre walks over to his wife and grabs, it's either his phone or her phone that had him logged into his Twitter account, probably his phone. And he takes his phone and he types something, and then he hands it back to me. So then I just said, I'm going to go on his Twitter. I'm curious. And sure enough, I go on his Twitter page, and he tweeted during the match, he goes, "Bored at work, LOL." Here in the middle of this World Heavyweight title. So Rollins hit a pedigree on the floor, and finally starts to sell the miss. Right? He came down straight on the miss. McIntyre beat the referee's count back into the ring, immediately got hit by a stomp, but he kicked out when Rollins covered him into it. Rollins set up for another pedigree. McIntyre, though, backdropped him. And after a back and forth exchange, McIntyre hit a neck breaker, kicked up, and he went into the corner and he begins to count down. He goes for a Claymore. Rollins, though, when he comes in, he scoops him up in a powerbomb position and drops him. Rollins then hits another pedigree, then another stomp, only gets an ear fall. Both men avoided some
4 months of his career. So I like that aspect. Corey Graves is a great commentator. So he gets the DDT. Hits the pedigree. Rollins hits a curb stomp in the ring. Gets a cover. Only a 2 count. They go back and forth until McIntyre hits a neck break. McIntyre goes to the Claymore, but Rollins caught him in a powerbomb and another pedigree. Rollins hits another stomp for a near fall. Rollins went for the stomp again, this time off the top. He went for a super stomp. McIntyre dodged it. They traded counters until McIntyre actually hit the Future Shock DDT. CM Punk winced on commentary because he looked at that and it brought him back to what injured him in the Royal Rumble. McIntyre then looks over at CM Punk after he delivers the Future Shock DDT. He looks over at Punk and he says, "Go to sleep." He's motioning that he's going to do go to sleep on Seth Rollins. McIntyre is taunting CM Punk with his signature, and CM Punk says, "Yeah, you're putting the rest of this fucking crowd to sleep with your match. Focus on Rollins." So he taunts CM Punk with the go to sleep. He went for the GTS. Rollins rolled him up out of the GTS, counted it for a 2 count. Rollins gets hit with a Claymore.
with another Claymore kick. Covers him, only gets an ear fall.
Now, at this point, Rollins is selling his knee every time he lands. Thus, Rollins was hit with a chop block earlier in the match, and they really sold that in the beginning stages of this match. Rollins tried to follow up in the ring. McIntyre hit another Claymore for a near fall. He sets up another Claymore. McIntyre went and hit several Claymores that Seth Rollins kicked out of, but this was the final blow. So after the table spot, and after Rollins tried to follow up in the ring, McIntyre hit 1 Claymore. He goes for recovery, gets a 2 count. Hits 1 more Claymore, and that was the Claymore that got the 1, 2, 3. Drew McIntyre finally wins the World Heavyweight Championship and is the head of the table on Monday Night Raw. This was a very good match. Was it better than their Saudi match? No. Was it impactful? Absolutely. I thought what they did in the 10 minutes was great. I love the sell job by CM Punk on commentary when he was wincing at the DDT, because you know they're going to play into that when the eventual match happens. I love the fact that Punk was on commentary. Punk actually kind of overshadowed some of this match, to be brutally honest with you, which is not a bad thing. McIntyre didn't really win the World Championship anyway. I like the injury to Seth Rollins selling the knee. I like that Rollins was a gritty, come-from-behind babyface. And I love that McIntyre continues to play into that heel shtick and really just kind of grinds the gears of both Rollins and CM Punk. He does it very well.
Exactly.
And when he got the pinfall, I was very happy that we finally crowned Drew McIntyre as the new World Heavyweight Champion.
Exactly.
McIntyre acted all emotional upon him. Rightfully so. This is what he wanted. This is what he hoped for. He always felt like he had this moment ripped away from him.
Yeah, like a COVID.
Then he goes to the outside. Rollins was looking at McIntyre in the ring. Rollins, you could see the tears on Rollins' face. You could see how emotional that Rollins got I don't know what was said. I wish I was a good lip reader, but Rollins pointed at McIntyre and basically, from what I saw, was telling him to take care of that championship. You wanted it, you got it, there it is. But the emotion in Seth Rollins' face, the crying that Seth Rollins was doing actually made me tear up because I know how important that championship was to Seth Rollins legitimately. He wanted that championship from the word go. He wanted to make it into the championship that WWE needed because Roman wasn't showing up to work every week. He was. And for him to lose it, it's basically his most prized possession. He put so much into that championship, so to see it go away obviously was going to make him very emotional. And I know what he tried to do with that championship. From a fan's perspective, I know what he tried to do with that championship and how important that championship was to him. So he got overly emotional, which made me emotional. Because that's someone who loves what he does. That's someone who takes great pride in his work. And that's someone who always has the best interests of the company in his heart. Rollins gets a lot of shit. He does. He gets a lot of shit from fans. I've given him a lot of shit over the years. Rollins gets a lot of shit for the way he dresses. Rollins gets a lot of shit for the way he acts, for the way he laughs, for his theme music. In some dark, fucking virgin-like circles on social media, some people claim that Rollins is not a great professional wrestler. These people are fucking clueless. Rollins is excellent. Rollins is... I don't want to say Rollins is overrated or underappreciated. I do think that he's truly a little underappreciated. I think that's the best word for it, underappreciated. Undervalued. I don't think people truly value the type of wrestler Seth Rollins is and what Seth Rollins truly means to the company, or any company that he's a part of, honestly. He absolutely deserves his flowers, whether you like him or not. I think everybody was in the mindset of Drew needs to win, Drew needs to be the world champion, and that's exactly what he got, at least for 5 minutes. For 5 minutes. That 5 minutes was the entire night for Drew McIntyre.
Yeah.
And then, like the 61-degree beautiful weather in Philadelphia today, it went away. All of a sudden, he starts talking to CM Punk. He climbs on the announce desk. He starts crawling over on the announce desk like some fucking creeper to CM Punk. Showing off the title to CM Punk. He's been saying all these things about CM Punk in the weeks leading up to this match. He was talking to CM Punk while CM Punk was sitting in his chair, looking dapper, by the way. CM Punk. Still had his headset on. Even Punk told him, I can't hear what you're talking about. Why don't you go celebrate with the World Championship? McIntyre was talking shit to CM Punk, and all of a sudden, McIntyre gets onto the announce table, and he gets tripped up. Punk trips him up on the commentary, swept his leg out while he was standing up on the commentary table, dropped him on the announce table. CM Punk then ripped his brace off and attacked McIntyre with it, bashing him in the head with it. All of a sudden, Damian Priest runs out with a referee, sprinted out to his music. The crowd exploded. Priest decks McIntyre with the briefcase, nails him in the face, cashes it in. He rolls McIntyre into the ring, gives him a South defended choke slam. 1, 2, 3. And Drew McIntyre loses the World Heavyweight Championship in 9 seconds. As an official cash-in happened finally, and Drew McIntyre loses to Damian Priest. Damian Priest is the new World Heavyweight Champion. McIntyre's dreams are shattered. Legitimately. Pun intended.
Shattered dreams.
The opening match went 10 minutes.
10 minutes.
We got 2 epic entrances. Match went 10 minutes.
It
The
felt.
emotion was there both from McIntyre and Rollins in the match.
It,
For a 10-minute match, impressive.
it felt what?
McIntyre wins the World Championship.
It felt what?
McIntyre continues to tell his story and sell his story with CM Punk, who was on commentary during this match. CM Punk gets involved. CM Punk is the bane of McIntyre's existence. CM Punk didn't come into tonight's show to ruin McIntyre's moment. McIntyre poked the bear a little bit too much and a little bit too hard on the night that he wanted for himself to win the championship. And because of his actions, he cost himself the world championship because that bear, that CM Punk bear, tripped him up, cost him his championship, and Damian Priest saw an opening and wins the world championship.
Yeah, that's Drew's own fault.
I thought the moment that McIntyre won the championship, to him hugging his wife, to him talking shit to CM Punk, that led to the cash-in, was absolutely picture-perfect brilliant. The lasting image of Drew McIntyre in the ring when he got up from the South of Heaven chokeslam, there was a camera shot that overlooked Drew McIntyre's shoulder, looking defeated. With CM Punk in the distance on the commentary table, sitting cross-legged, clapping that Drew McIntyre lost the world championship. Beautiful visual. Fantastic stuff. I don't know what happens to Drew McIntyre. Some people are still claiming that he's leaving the company. He may leave the company and he may join some other promotion in Jacksonville. I don't know if that's the right move for him to make. I don't think that does do much of anything. I think Drew McIntyre is doing the best work of his career right now. This is where he needs to be. This is truly where I think he wants to be in WWE. This is not the end for Drew McIntyre. I do think Drew McIntyre ends up signing. I do think that CM Punk and Drew McIntyre is going to happen, whether it's at Clash at the Castle in Scotland or whether it happens at SummerSlam. But clearly WWE does not want to lose Drew McIntyre, and they clearly want to get CM Punk and Drew McIntyre in the ring to finish this feud. Because it's been great television. It's actually overshadowed his feud with Seth Rollins in the World Championship, which is probably part of the reason why they didn't put the World Championship on Drew McIntyre tonight. Because they feel like CM Punk and Drew McIntyre might not need the World Championship, and putting that match on a show with a World Championship on the line will probably only result in McIntyre losing anyway.
Yeah.
If McIntyre goes into a feud with CM Punk without the championship being a hindrance, it not only opens up the feud to be a little bit more interesting and unpredictable, WWE won't have to worry about pinning CM Punk, which right now, I don't think he's had a singles match in WWE since he's come back.
Yeah.
His Royal Rumble appearance was his only match, and he got hurt.
Yeah.
He would have wrestled Rollins tonight at WrestleMania, but clearly that didn't happen because of what happened in the Royal Rumble. They may be building towards Damian Priest versus Gunther. They may be ready to crown Gunther as the world champion, not Drew McIntyre. Who knows? WWE wanted to give McIntyre his crowning moment, and they did. They also wanted to continue to build a feud that is clearly going to carry them through the summer with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre. Mission accomplished. They wanted to make a new star in Damian Priest. Mission accomplished. They wanted to get the belt off Seth Rollins, which desperately needed to happen because we've been over the title reign. Mission accomplished.
Exactly.
WWE did a lot.
Yeah, mission accomplished.
Creatively. That makes sense here. Now, when Punk comes back, I don't know. Punk, I believe, is ready to come back as soon as, I would say, June. Maybe he is ready for Clash of the Castle. Can you imagine the atmosphere for Clash of the Castle if CM Punk walks into Scotland against Drew McIntyre? Oh, my goodness. Take my money. Drew McIntyre versus CM Punk doesn't need the World Championship.
Yeah, it doesn't.
I don't know when or where or if CM Punk wins the World Championship, but CM Punk versus Drew McIntyre is the first order of business.
Exactly.
And right now, it doesn't need the world title.
Exactly.
I thought what they did here with the match, the emotion, the cash-in, the commentary, WWE fucking nailed it. So night 2 of WrestleMania is off to a great start. From that, we move on to Snoop Dogg. Yes, Snoop Dogg was at WrestleMania tonight, and he was on commentary.
Yeah. Hold on, we got a commercial. Hold on. We got a damn commercial.
Beef out with
Hold on. Do a song.
gets into these shows, and she very
Hold on.
never know they lost their title. So he was showing genuine emotion here, this Seth Rollins character, that he lost his World Heavyweight Championship. Now, at that moment, I decided to jump on Twitter. I was very happy for Drew McIntyre. I said, McIntyre gets a deserving win in front of actual people. The man has been putting in the best work of his career over the last 6 months. Little did I know that I was tweeting a little too soon, because we weren't done yet. So McIntyre goes outside, and he has a moment with his wife. He actually hands her the title. Then he takes it back. And then he turns and he sees CM Punk sitting at the announce desk in his suit. And he walks over to the announce desk, crawls on the table right in front of Punk. And Punk says, "Congratulations." Right? She's applauding him. "Good job. Congrats. Now you can go take selfies on the internet with your new belt." McIntyre starts talking to him. It was a little hard to hear what he was saying. Even Punk said, "I can't hear what you're saying. I've got a headset." But McIntyre did say it was his moment. Punk said, "Yes, it is. So why are you getting all up in my face right now? What is this? Why are you bothering me? Why are you getting up in my face?" I feel like this is a recreation of the video that we're going to see on Wednesday. So McIntyre holds the title up in Punk's face. He looks over at the cameraman. He goes, "Get a good shot of this. I want this framed on my wall as I hold this title over this man's head." Now McIntyre goes and he gives Punk a one-handed crotch chop. And Punk's just sitting there, right? He's giving the guy a crotch chop right in his face. Well, Punk has had enough. And Punk stands up. He grabs McIntyre by the foot, and he sweeps his legs out from under. And Drew takes a bump on top of the table. So here we have another example in a long line of examples of CM Punk assaulting one of his co-workers outside the ring. This man needs to be stopped. He is a menace. Punk stands up and he rips the arm brace off. He had the brace still on the injured arm. He pulls the brace off. And when McIntyre gets to his feet, he blasts him in the head. He really hit him in the shoulder, but hits him with the brace. And down goes Drew McIntyre. And then he looks over at Drew's wife in the front row and he blows her a kiss. Just like when he won the world title in 2011 in Money in the Bank, he blew a kiss to Vince, left up into the crowd. So he blew a kiss to his wife. Then all of a sudden we hear the Judgment Day's theme song. We had a Judgment Day interruption. Punk turns and he looks at the aisle. Here comes Damian Priest. He's got the Money in the Bank briefcase. He's got a referee with him. They are sprinting down to the ring. Everybody, of course, is all excited now. They're losing their minds. Priest circles around the ring. McIntyre is up. He blasts Drew in the head with the briefcase. And he's very frenzied. And he goes, "Here, I'm cashing in." Right? Samantha Irving was so excited by this. And it's kind of endearing, I guess, because she very much gets into these shows. And she very much gets into some of these angles. She did it in the main event. I said, like, you could tell her voice was cracking when she was announcing Cody as the new champion. And here she was very excited. You could tell just by the sound of her voice. So she announces that he is cashing in his Money in the Bank contract. The bell sounds. Priest hits McIntyre with the biggest heaven choke slam. And Drew McIntyre is a big dude. Hits him with the biggest south of heaven that I've ever seen. Covers him, pins him, just like that, in a matter of moments. We have, yet again, a new world heavyweight. So we had 2 title changes in the span of only a few minutes. Here he pins McIntyre in under 10 seconds. Priest immediately takes the belt. He runs back up the ramp onto the stage. Punk, meanwhile, is sitting on top of the announce desk, cross-legged. Big smile on his face. Very happy by what he just saw. Applauding. And Priest was joined on stage by all of his fellow Judgment Day members, Balor, JD McDonough, Dominic, Rhea Ripley, and celebrated with them. As hot of an open to a WrestleMania as you will ever see. With the opening match, like I said, it felt like a sprint. New world champion. Boom, the Punk attack. Boom, Priest, Money in the Bank cash in, new champion. I don't know that there's ever been as hot of a open to a WrestleMania show, just in terms of all the different things that were going on here. And the crowd was into everything here. They were super excited for what they were seeing. I love the quick start with the Claymore kick into the false finish. I thought that was great. That's a good way to grab your attention. The match itself was very good. I was glad McIntyre got his moment, even if it was just a fleeting one. He'll hold that title again, but he got a brief moment here at WrestleMania, at least. And I'm also glad that Damian Priest finally cashed in. You know, they have milked this Money in the Bank, and not just with him. I feel like just in general, they have milked this Money in the Bank gimmick until the cow is dry. Cow has no more milk. And I personally would love it if they kind of gave the whole gimmick a rest. I know they're not going to. Priest himself has tried to cash in before. He's been kicked in the head. He's been foiled. He's been made to look like an idiot. Why wouldn't he cash in here? Why wouldn't he cash in there? So finally, he gets rid of the stupid briefcase. Now he's got the World Heavyweight title. As soon as he and Balor lost tag titles in the ladder match last night, I knew. I mean, I knew even before that, you know, when I did my predictions on Thursday, I said, we're going to get a cash. They're going to drop the belts on night one. He's going to cash in successfully on night two. And that's exactly how it played out here. Now, the only difference is I thought that Rollins was going to win against McIntyre when Punk did something to cost Drew.
Yeah, me too.
So I thought Rollins was going to actually retain, and then Priest would cash in and win the World Heavyweight title. So I basically predicted this, you know, sequence of events. I just had the kind of the final person wrong. But I knew when this was all over, Damian would have the belt. And again, 41 years old, I think he becomes, if not the oldest, certainly one of the oldest to ever win a world title for the first time in his career. Now we look ahead to June 15th. WWE is doing a pay-per-view called Clash at the Castle. They're bringing it back. They're doing it in Glasgow.
June 15th.
You know that Drew McIntyre is going to play a pretty big role on that show. That could very well be where he wins the world title back for good, because I do think he'll get the belt back soon. And it could be there.
Wait a minute, why is it, wait, really? June 15th? So we got April, May, but they just announced, well, that's weird. Why are you doing 3 pay-per-views so soon? Is it Money in the Bank in July? All the pay-per-views so soon, man. I don't know why. Is that in June 15th? They didn't even announce it. I know that they announced Backlash, they announced the King and Queen. That's gonna be, those 2 pay-per-views are in May. Why are you doing a pay-per-view a few weeks after? That's not the build. So I don't know what the hell they're doing.
Punk is cleared. Now, Punk got physical here, but he didn't do anything overly physical. He didn't pick up McIntyre to do a GTS. He wasn't really using the arm. He was kicking him. So I'm not sure that he is medically cleared or would be cleared to do anything strenuous. He's probably still a few months away. How many months, I don't know. If he's able to be back in time for Clash at the Castle, there's your match right there. You do McIntyre and Punk in Glasgow. But if not, that could be where McIntyre wins the world title. Punk comes back, and now he's got to chase McIntyre, and it could be for the World Heavyweight Championship. So there's a few different ways they could go with it.
Now, it doesn't need to be for the world title because now you make it too predictable. There's no way CM Punk is losing to Drew McIntyre. But you're incarnate, I think Drew comes to win because he got screwed last year by the bloodline. CM Punk hadn't wrestled a match since he's been back. He wrestled the Rumble. I'm not counting house shows, but he hasn't wrestled a single match since being back. So why would you do that? Unless Drew wins the belt. Drew McIntyre and CM Punk don't need the title. I don't think they need the title because now you went into a problem where are you going to have CM Punk's first match lose to Drew McIntyre and then what? That's not happening. So we have to wait and see what happens.
Yes. But this was great. This was great stuff, I felt. Hot start to the show. Welcome to everybody who is joining me here, all 4,300 of you and counting. We are live here on a Sunday night talking about WrestleMania night number 2.
First of all, why would there be a pay-per-view? Well, it happened. Same thing with last year. Last year there wasn't a pay-per-view in June. Why should there be one this year? And you have 2 pay-per-views in the same month of May. June should be a month off of pay-per-views. First of all, June should be the whole bill going into Money in the Bank in July. So I don't know why. Get the hell out of here. Having any pay-per-view in just a few weeks it's not gonna help the bill.
Which was better than WrestleMania night number 1. As you can tell by my level of enthusiasm here for night 2 as compared to night 1. We have Bobby Lashley against the Street Profits. Or Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits. I just named the new WrestleMania match. Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits taking on Karrion Kross and AOP, the Final Testament. Samantha Irvin introduced Snoop Dogg as the special guest commentator for the match. And then we got another special appearance. We got a Bully the Clown appearance. Bully Ray, Bubba Ray Dudley, was announced as the surprise, and with a kendo stick, Scarlett Althea, that we would have a Bubba Ray gives him a little shove. Bubba reaches into his back pocket. Go with Randy Orton that I was looking forward to. Unfortunately, I missed 95% of the match because there was a giant fucking light that was shining right in everyone's eyes, at least in my section. I think it was multiple sections in the stadium. So I couldn't see what was going on. Couldn't even see the screen. Apparently, we had history repeat itself here in Lincoln Financial Field, and it just so happened to be during another AJ Styles match where there were multiple sections that were being blinded by the light. I don't know at what point they may have turned the light off, but I just thought it was funny that it happened again during an AJ Styles.
Yeah.
Speaking of AJ, he came out. There was some murmurs about him possibly having new entrance music, and I was kind of hoping that wasn't the case. Well, he does have new entrance music, and I didn't get to hear a lot of it because he raced. He wasn't running the whole length of the ramp, but as he came down the ramp, he started sprinting to the ring. Before Samantha Irvin was even done with her ring introduction for him, he was already brawling with LA Knight. But what little I heard of his new entrance music, it was not an upgrade from the old theme song. Maybe I'll get used to it. Hit the top turnbuckle.
Hold on. I do want to go back and looking for it to say another match.
Top. Cross turns around right into a spear by Lashley. So Lashley and Ford, they held down Cross. The spot was that Dawkins was going to hit a Devon Dudley wazza top rope, which he did. So off the top to the nuts. Bubba then called for them to get the tables. So the Street Profits go outside and they get a table and they bring the table into the ring. And the spot was that they were going to place Karrion Kross on top of the table, lay him out, right? The only problem is that the table broke. Oops. When the table breaks, what do? You know they got 15,000 of those things under the ring. The Profits go right back outside. They pull out another table, slide it into the ring. Montez Ford climbs back into the ring, and he begins to light up Karrion Kross with a kendo stick. My God, these shots. You would think that Karrion Kross made a pass at his wife. He was lighting him up.
I don't think we'll ever get a title race with Roman Reigns.
Tato Pony, The Rock, A-Rock, you rock.
I don't know when. I don't know if it's happening in May or June or what. I don't know when it's happening. All I know is LA Knight is going to land on the same brand as Logan Paul.
Yeah.
That's what I believe.
Who else met
I
them?
think SummerSlam being in Cleveland tells a lot.
Yeah.
Logan Paul is still the United States champion. We'll get into that in a little bit, which I thought was a banger match in itself. LA Knight going after Logan Paul was the rumor for WrestleMania. And with Logan Paul still the United States champion, I do think that they harken back to the feud that they were maybe planting seeds for last year going into Money in the Bank. That's another thing LA Knight could do. LA Knight could really win Money in the Bank. He could.
There's no way
I
Logan
think
Paul
he's a prime
retaining.
candidate for that.
Not happening.
Right now, you're probably looking at Gunther being the odds-on favorite to win Money in the Bank and cash in at Bash in Berlin. That's just my early prediction on that. WWE did also announce King of the Ring. We have to wait to see what the King of the Ring and the Queen of the Ring tournaments will be given to the winners. What will the winners receive by winning the King of the Ring tournament? Will it be a number one contendership to a championship match at the next pay-per-view? I don't know. That's something Gunther or LA Knight could win as well. But like I said, with Logan Paul being the United States champion, I think with SummerSlam being in Cleveland, setting up Logan Paul with the United States Championship and defending that title against LA Knight in Cleveland, where Logan Paul is originally billed from, him walking into his hometown as the heel being booed because the overwhelming fan favorite in LA Knight is going into Cleveland against one of the most hated guys in the industry. I think that's a great story to tell. Having Logan Paul lose in his hometown to LA Knight, that's my early prediction for that. That is unless they draft them two separate brands. We don't know. What happened to AJ Styles? Where is he going? What is the plan for AJ? The OC is no more. They told that story. They wanted him to get him out of that group. He didn't want anything to do with Gallows, with Anderson, or Mia Yim anymore. Where does AJ go? AJ was quoted saying that he's nearing the end of his career and that this may be his last run. Is there anything else left for AJ in the WWE?
He can wrestle Cody Rhodes.
When is his contract actually up? What is AJ's mindset? Where's his mind thinking?
He can wrestle Cody
What
Rhodes.
is his mind thinking about how he should end his career? Does he want one more major push towards a world championship?
He can wrestle Cody
Does
Rhodes.
AJ want to get dream matches that he desires out of his system?
Yeah.
What else is there for him to do in WWE? We don't know.
He could wrestle Cody Rhodes.
Actually, I do know. There is nothing. He's done everything that you could possibly ask for. Does he wait till his contract is up? Does he jump ship to AEW to get those dream matches out of the way? You know Tony Khan would love to add AJ Styles to that roster. You know AJ would be drooling at the mouth to wrestle some of the guys over there. Ospreay, Omega, MJF, Adam Cole, Swerve. It's crazy. So what happens to AJ Styles? We could see AJ versus Cody, absolutely. AJ Styles versus Cody Rhodes. Take my money.
Exactly.
They're going to need to line up opponents for Cody Rhodes, for sure. Solid opponents. AJ is that. I like that idea. So we'll see what happens there. But LA Knight, I think, headed towards Logan Paul in the United States title. AJ a little bit more up in the air. We'll see what happens with AJ. But I thought this was a solid match, and the crowd loved it. And anytime LA Knight is on and in the arena, the crowd going, yeah, and cheering LA Knight, it's a good time. They aired clips from the Hall of Fame and introduced this year's class onto the stage. Paul Heyman got a separate entrance, and he entered to the old school ECW theme, which, my goodness, brought back some fucking memories, man. Unbelievable. Bunch of videos aired, including a video package for the next match. Logan Paul entered after a very lengthy video package about the United States Championship title match. It almost didn't want to end. Logan Paul entered first because he entered on a pickup truck with a prime bottle cannon attached. And this was pretty cool. I thought he was actually going to squirt out liquid. I thought he was going to shoot.
Basically providing center stage to all of that.
But savvy enough to know what this exercise is.
Cena, Rock, The Undertaker, Cody Rhodes, and the guy in the babyface. Cody Rhodes is just like Daniel Bryan. It's been 10 years now since we had a babyface with a story and a moment like this. That was 10 years ago. It's been 10 years now since Daniel Bryan. Cody Rhodes is your next Daniel Bryan. He overcame all the odds, all the obstacles. He overcame adversity, all the obstacles, all these shenanigans, just like Daniel Bryan. He is your guy. And that's all he wanted. He wins his first WWE championship. Now we get the one. Now we're in the situation. How long does he have it, and when does he lose it? And what will Cody Rhodes do? What opponents are lined up for him? How many heels are gonna feed to Cody Rhodes? And what big program? AJ Styles, Randy Orton? You know he can be on SmackDown. He had to be on SmackDown because SmackDown needs a babyface. He'll be on SmackDown, I
That
think.
it was his turn tonight. Showed him the Intercontinental Championship. Sami Zayn beat Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. And Sami Zayn goes and tells Kevin Owens, now it's your turn. And he storms out to the ring, confidence high, because he looked at his best friend wearing the Intercontinental title. I legitimately thought tonight, after watching this segment, that they were going to give the title to Kevin Owens because of what they did to Sami Zayn. They won championships last year together. And my line of thinking was they were going to win championships separate this year. Clearly, that did not happen.
Hold on. Let's see a second.
Native whole body deal. Dries on contact. So don't bother with those other dudes.
Larry. Randy Orton hit Logan Paul and Owens with a double draping DDT. Owens super kicked both guys. Owens hit Orton with a code breaker. At this point, they mentioned Chris Jericho.
This is going to become the new thing every year at WrestleMania. There'll be somebody new, something different in the costume every year. Last year it was KSI. Here it was I Show Speed. I'm sure one of these years it'll be Jake Paul in the costume.
Yeah, it's just weird names.
Maybe that'll be the new
Oh wait, hold on. Did you say something?
thing. LA Knight beat AJ Styles. Never a better time to start. AJ Styles go off and do his own thing. They don't have to continue things with him in LA Knight. LA Knight,
Yeah.
Logan Paul, put them together, let them start a program.
Thank God.
If it's not SummerSlam, look, they could do this coming out of WrestleMania. They don't even have to wait until August.
They shouldn't wait till August because that's 5 months. And Logan Paul's a part timer. He's not there every week. He's not going to wrestle on every pay per view. So you might as well to get the belt off from him, do that backlash in France. We're not waiting until SummerSlam. I don't give a fuck if it's in Cleveland. Get the belt off of Logan Paul. We don't need part-time as a champion. Cody Rhodes is gonna be your babyface in the World Title scene. LA Knight will be your babyface in the mid-card title scene. Probably on SmackDown. Because there's no one else. Because what did LA Knight do with the belt? It's gonna be LA Knight. They teased it last year. There's no one else. Randy Orton not winning.
You can start now. You can have a whole series of matches between these two guys. You can even have Logan Paul win the first one. LA Knight wins the rematch. He wins the title. I just think the back and forth between them, I think the social media stuff, promos, all of that would be very strong with those two. I think they can make it a very entertaining feud. So I'm hoping that's the direction that they go, and we'll see. But I think that U.S. title ultimately is going to end up around the waist of LA.
Yeah.
Speaking of titles, that brings us to our next championship match here. Not our last one. This was the penultimate championship match. It was Bayley challenging Io Sky, her former Damage Control stablemate, the WWE Women's Championship. Bayley had an Egyptian-themed entrance. She was basically carried out to the ring, or not to the ring, carried out on stage by four men. Corey Graves on commentary noted that there is an Egyptian museum, or there was, in the Bay Area where Bayley grew up. So Bayley hit a suicide dive early in the match, and upon landing, she sold her leg. Solomon's there in the Prime suit next year. How am I going to do that if I'm supposed to be here reviewing the pay-per-view? I can't be in the costume if I have to be here to do my stream. Got to think about this. Bayley came back with a sunset flip power bomb into the bottom turnbuckle. The back of her head smacked the bottom turnbuckle.
Since 18.
Among many.
Hold on. Oh wait, my bad. Probably should show that. WrestleMania 40. Every 10 years we get a babyface who becomes the guy and who becomes the one who's mega over. 10 years ago it was Daniel Bryan. 10 years before that it was Chris Benoit. 10 years before that I think it was Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan, Chris Benoit, WrestleMania 20. WrestleMania 30 with Daniel Bryan. WrestleMania 40, Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes is the guy.
Only got an earful. They traded strikes until Io hit a backbreaker and a moonsault. Io hit consecutive.
But I do think that Randy Orton, whatever brand he gets drafted to, it needs to be the same brand as Cody Rhodes.
Exactly.
Unless WWE doesn't want to tell that story yet, and they're going to wait to tell that story. Because right now, it's going to be difficult to turn Randy Orton into a heel. I think a lot of people still very much want to cheer Randy Orton, but that's the money match. That is absolutely the money match. And Cody winning the world championship and feuding with Randy Orton right now really doesn't make any sense because he's still going to be embroiled with the bloodline. We might not get that to potentially next year, Randy and Cody Rhodes. Cody's going to move on to wrestle The Rock. There's no way The Rock is going to sit back and take any of this lightly. And there's no way The Rock, being Hollywood Rock, is going to look at what happened on Saturday night where he pinned Cody and is not going to ask for a championship match after Cody beat Roman Reigns. You're probably looking at Cody versus Rock in the main event of SummerSlam in Cleveland.
Exactly.
That's my prediction.
Because Rock pinned Cody.
Early SummerSlam predictions. Rock versus Cody. We're looking at CM Punk versus Seth Rollins. We're looking at potentially LA Knight versus Logan Paul. It's throwing that out there for SummerSlam. What Roman is going to end up doing, I don't know. We'll have to wait and find out. Depends on where this goes with the Bloodline story and how quick they want to go into a Bloodline story with the tension building between Rock and Roman. I have no idea. I thought this was an excellent match. Kevin Owens, I don't know where he goes. Kevin Owens always seems like the guy that gets the short end of the stick. He's always placed in these things that don't really feel important because it's always the wrong time and wrong place for Kevin Owens. They broke him away from Sammy. They drafted him to an opposite show, and they didn't really have anything to do with Kevin Owens. And they just kind of lumped him into the Logan Paul situation. Not that it was bad. You would just think, looking at Kevin Owens and the way that they had booked him under the Triple H administration, that it was going to be a little bit better than the United States Championship.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know where they go with Kevin Owens, so we will figure that out. Maybe he gets drafted to the same brand as Sammy now, and maybe they put Kevin Owens in the main event scene.
Cody Rhodes finishes the story. Cody Rhodes revealed what he would say to his father. If only his father was here to see this day. Imagine how special it would have been. Everyone was there. His mother, his wife. We saw Brody Lee Jr. We saw Brody Lee kids who were there in the ring. John Cena, everyone was there. Triple H, Bruce Prichard, everyone was there. Cody and Brandy had a fantastic entrance. That was phenomenal. I think this is the first time that we saw since, I think, AEW. I know they had entrance in New Japan and in AEW. This is the first time in WWE where their wives, they come out together and in entrance. We were very great. It was good. That it? Life is 24, 50 confirmed, 9 deck, 9 games. Alright. Cody finishes his story, finally wins the belt. Because it's been long enough for Roman Reigns to hold that belt for 4 years. Now, as we all said, as JD and Salamanca said, as I'm saying, no, I'm sure there will be a babyface like Cody Rhodes, just not now. Who knows? It could happen 10 years at WrestleMania 50. Who knows what could happen? But there won't be another title reign like Roman Reigns. One of the best title reigns, one of the greatest heels, one of the best champions ever, one of the best title reigns of all time. There won't be a title reign like Roman Reigns. No one will ever do what Reigns did. And the story that he told for 4 years, being the tribal chief, head of the table, being champion for more than 1,316 days. There won't be a Roman Reigns like this. Will there be a Cody Rhodes? Maybe. Who knows? What could happen 10 years at WrestleMania 50? Who knows what babyface is gonna get over, have a story, and get that moment? Who knows? Anything could happen. Now we don't know where the Reigns go. The way how things ended, we know that it's gonna be Rock versus Cody because Rock pinned Cody on night 2. On night 1. He got the best of Cody Rhodes. Cody Rhodes was pinned clean. Rock bottom people's elbow. Clearly we should get that match. Probably a SummerSlam. I don't know about Saudi Arabia, but it could be a SummerSlam.
Roman again.
Since that's the second biggest pay-per-view. And you know. And it makes sense. Because Rock's not gonna be okay with Roman Reigns losing. And he's the one that got the best of Cody Rhodes on night 1.
Old butt is
Around October when he came face to face with Rollins. That was it. So when you wonder where the Rock, around this time, the Rock, Dwayne the Rock Johnson returned. The Rock, if you're some bell, came back and said, "Did the Rock sit at the booth? Did the Rock?"
This is where it gets good. Bloodline rules, which means there are no rules.
It's just something that happens throughout the match.
And you know what? I'm gonna step aside. we're gonna get Rock and Roman Reigns. I'm gonna fight Seth Rollins. And that was gonna be the biggest WrestleMania match of all time. Even bigger, and I still believe when we do it next year, we are doing Rock and Roman next year, it will still be bigger than Cody Rhodes.
Yeah. And you know that next year, Rock and Roman, they're gonna tell the story, they'll have heat, you know it's gonna main event. So my thing is, will Cody will be champion by next year? Who's he gonna face? Whoever wins the Rumble? Who knows? I have I have a feeling Cody may lose whoever wins Money in the Bank. If Gunther wins Money in the Bank, it could be Gunther dethroning Cody Rhodes. I'll be okay with that. I wouldn't mind that.
Man, you are the fucking love this guy. So yeah, they're playing some epic Avenger style music here for Cody, and they have the American Nightmare logo up on the Tron, up on the big screen, vertical screen, and what looks like Armageddon in the background. It looks like like Hellfire and Brimstone. It's like a very fiery background.
Look at basic fans that we have to wait. This is a new generation. That's what the fans want. Rock calls Nick Khan and says, give it to Cody. So we get to the WrestleMania press conference. Rock.
See, Rock could just wash, honestly.
Yeah,
He
that's
gets
what I'm
a
saying.
little off. It's like, it's not even that long a match.
Yeah. Oh! Choke slam. 1-2 kick out.
Tomorrow night, maybe Raw, maybe something Wednesday
There's
night.
some-
Sounds like we have a lot to talk.
We're definitely gonna be doing Wednesday night, but if something newsworthy happens tomorrow night on Raw, in the very least, I'll give you guys my word. I'll do it if you guys can't do it. If you can't, all three of us do it, then great. But we're only telling the fans that it's something newsworthy for tomorrow night.
I like when So it like happens- and subscribe so you know if we do. Yeah,
Yes.
click that bell notification. I like when something happens early in Raw and we just say let's go on the air right now. We're not
Yes.
waiting for Raw, like during Raw.
Yes.
Yeah. Same thing Wednesday, right after that CM Punk footage airs. We're hitting.
High quality ingredients.
Hold on.
Someone's crying.
Exactly.
Rock saying, fuck your store. Fuck your store. And Cody coming back telling The Rock, hey, Rock, I think you're a whiny little bitch. You're not a heel, you're an asshole. And when that bell rings at WrestleMania, are you going to bring The Rock or are you going to bring LDS? Little Dick Syndrome.
Exactly.
Holy shit.
Has officially been broken, and Roman Reigns has more main events than anybody else in the history of this show. And Cody was getting more cheers tonight than he did last night, which was good. If you are a Cody fan, last night he's out there, he's with Rock, Roman, he's getting booed, Seth was getting booed, and Rock was getting cheered, and you didn't know what to expect here for this title match on night two. Cody got a babyface reaction that you would have expected. The people were behind it; they were on his side tonight. The crowd in general just sounded much more enthusiastic tonight than they did for night one. And some people were kind of dismissing it last night, but I heard from enough people who were there in the stadium who said, "Dude, it was fucking cold." And so you're sitting out there for 3, 4, 5 hours. You have the pre-show, maybe longer, and that wind. I had one person go, he had windburn by sitting out there for so long. And I can see it. I can see where you're just trying to keep warm and it could affect your enjoyment of the show, and that sucks. And that's why I think they have to avoid the Northeast for any kind of outdoor shows in early April. You either move Mania to later in the month or just run indoor venues. It's going to affect the crowd in that way. Because you really rely more than any other sport. You rely on the crowd engagement. Rely on the crowd reaction for these matches. Hey, Nicholas, thank you, man, for that 1992. Appreciate it. So we didn't have that issue tonight. You can tell it's like night and day. Two crowds. This had a big fight feel to it. This match has been 1 year in the making. And as disappointing as the buildup was for Cody and Roman, because the focus was so much on The Rock, that it took away from the focus of Cody and Roman, once the bell rang, the people were up for it. And it really did. It felt like a very big deal. So they had a feeling out process until Roman posted shoulder first. And it's bloodline rules. So Cody wasted no time. He went outside. He pulled the table out from under the ring. But he got caught with a drive-by by Roman Reigns. And so Roman, at that point, he drags the table that Cody had shoved into the ring. He drags it back outside and then shoves it under the ring. Instant healing. He took the table away from the people. Automatic healing for Roman Reigns. Then he pulled out a kendo stick and he went to work on Cody with it. Cody got a hold of the stick. He tried to use it. Roman, though, avoided. Eventually, they fought outside and they fought into the crowd. Now, they had this prime, what they called the prime hydration station outside the ring, which was just a cart next to the Spanish announce desk over by the barricade that had a whole bunch of bottles of prime on there. And so Roman just sort of overturned the cart, and they brawled over the barricade into the crowd. He was putting a beating on Cody. They ended up on top of some kind of platform. I thought it was a table at first. It was covered by like a black tarp, but I don't think it was a table. Hey, Bobby's World.
All right. Oh wait, hold on.
A quote from his text messages. Absolutely.
Like, what the hell? Like, okay.
All right.
This is a relationship that they are just only getting deeper in. And TKO is a
Up you! WWE knocks him out of the park every time. Cody Rhodes enters first. He's wearing this weird-looking skull mask. It was all
It
white.
main eventing
It was like a
WrestleMania?
nightmare
I
mask.
doubt it.
Don't know exactly what it was.
Don't think I
I'm sure
have.
we'll find out. Some geek on social media will correlate the clues and give it a reason as to why Cody Rhodes wore this mask and what the inspiration for this mask was. He comes up through the stage. He's wearing this mask, and Brandy Rhodes is standing next to him as he emerges from the stage. He takes off the mask. She takes the mask. She stays back, gives him a kiss, and he looked already pretty emotional. I looked at Cody Rhodes and his body language. He looked emotional. He kind of felt like he knew he wanted to get through these next 30 minutes because he knew he was winning the World Championship. It was all over his body language. Cody Rhodes makes his way to the ring. We got a very long, drawn-out Cody Rhodes entrance. Crowd loved it, sang along, did their woes. Next, we got Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns might have had the best entrance all WrestleMania this year. He didn't get a spec. Actually, that's not true. The Rock was fucking heavy. But if you're gonna give me a number two, Roman was number two.
Yeah.
Roman's entrance was fucking incredible. This man has an orchestra of young people playing him to the ring. We didn't hear Roman's actual theme. It was all done on violins and actual musical instruments from human beings live. Roman's entrance was what the cool kids call cinema. It legitimately reminded me it was the true embodiment of a final scene in the movie where the hero all movie was about to do battle with the head protagonist, the head villain, the main villain of the story. And he walks down the aisle, and it feels like it's out of some fucking huge, epic closing fighting scene. It almost kind of reminded me of Final Fantasy. Honestly. It's almost as if it reminded me of Final Fantasy VII, and you go and take your party and you get to that final part of the game where you see Sephiroth coming down from the fucking sky as the one-winged angel. That's the type of vibe that I got. You were basically watching the final boss of a movie, of a game, of WWE walk down the aisle. Just gave you that vibe. It was so fucking good. Such an epic fucking entrance. Now, The Rock obviously had the blowaway entrance of the entire weekend. You know, the flaming Brahma Bowl. He got the People's Championship that he got handed to him by Muhammad Ali's family at the Hall of Fame on Friday. He's got the whole big screen thing where he's the final boss. I mean, it was just tremendous. But Roman's was fucking epic. So Roman walked down the aisle. He looked super confident. He was like, there's not a fucking drop of concern on this man's body. Awesome. So the match starts. We get the introductions. Samantha Irvin did a tremendous job all weekend. She made it feel great. One thing that I hope WWE continues to do during these big matches, I want you guys to pay attention to what they do in the ring and think back to what they were not doing under the Vince McMahon administration. Vince McMahon never showed the commentators, or not the commentators, he never showed any of the ring announcers. I'll get to the commentators in a second. The ring announcers were never, Vince never liked the ring announcers in the ring showcased with the talent. Never. It was always they were in the ring, they made the ring announcements, and the ring announcer was sitting in the timekeeper's area making the announcements. He never wanted the ring announcer to be shown on television, for whatever reason. I don't know why. Back in the day, it wasn't like that. We saw Howard Finkel all the time. Then he did away with that. I don't know if he thought it took away from the overall match or the performers. He wanted the performers to be the standout. He didn't want anything else to get in the way of that. That's long gone. And I'm glad that narrative and that initiative is gone. Samantha Irvin was front and center for all these big title matches. She made it feel fucking epic. The camera angles that they worked, they showed Roman Reigns. They announced Roman Reigns. And in the back, it's almost like it was fucking true cinema. The background was blurry. Roman was the prominent figure, clear, standing front and center of the camera, and they showed Roman. Then they go back to Samantha Irvin, Cody Rhodes, challenge. And in the background, it's all blurry, and he stands prominently in the camera. I love it. The camera work for these title matches at WrestleMania this year, I hope they stick with that for all major title matches going forward. Shown on camera. But the commentators as well. Commentators are now mentioning referees by
Come on now with the damn commercials. Enough with this shit, man.
a Renaissance era. Things that didn't make sense
And Charlotte.
are going away for things that do make sense.
Exactly, and that's what we love.
I want you guys to keep an eye on. Samantha Irvin did a fantastic job. Some people don't like her. Some people think she's cringe. I've seen a thread on social media saying Samantha Irvin is cringe. Oh, you don't like Samantha Irvin? Who cares?
Okay, so
Everybody else.
why are you talking about the ring
Why
announcer?
don't you go fucking take acting classes and musical classes and speech classes and voice classes? And why don't you go show me that you can do a better job than Samantha Irvin?
Yeah, that's why I tell him.
Here's a spoiler. You can't.
Exactly.
Match starts. Bell rings. Cody, he got booed. There were some boos for Cody Rhodes. Now, clearly, Cody was the prominent babyface here, but I'm letting you guys know that not everybody wanted Cody to win the championship. There were a lot of ones at Lincoln Financial Field. They stood face to face. They circled each other, and we got started. Rhodes hit a gold dust-like uppercut early on. Rhodes dodged the charge, and Reigns went shoulder first into the ring post. Now, Goldust was in attendance. His brother was in attendance. Dustin Rhodes was in attendance. Ricky Starks was in attendance. He was in the skybox with Dustin. They were there to support Cody Rhodes, and they did their thing in the skybox. They were not going to miss this night at all in Philadelphia. So we start the match early. They start feeling each other out. Bloodline rules. There are no rules. And Cody, he grabs a table from underneath the ring after Roman Reigns went shoulder first into the ring. So Rhodes grabs the table. Reigns cut him off with a drive-by on the apron. Reigns, I laughed at this. I don't know why I found this so funny. He takes the table and he puts it right back underneath the ring and he says, no. No, you're not getting it. It's bloodline rules. I do what the fuck I want. You ain't getting a fucking table. So Reigns places it on the...
I'm thinking there's no way. There's just no way that we're not going to hear that glass shatter. Rock is standing in the ring. We had Cena. Right? I knew Cena was going to be there. Then I thought back to the truck from a couple of weeks ago when Rock was beating him up in the parking lot, and that truck was in the background, and who'd you see? Cena and Austin. And I'm thinking, here we go. All right, here we go. The glass is going to shatter. It's going to happen. These people are going to lose their fucking minds. And instead, we didn't hear glass shatter. We heard the gong go off. And everybody loved hearing that. The lights go out. And by the way, when the gong sounded, The Rock's eyes bugged. So the lights go out. When the lights come back on, The Undertaker is standing behind The Rock. And The Undertaker is basically in there as Mark Calloway. He was in there. What do you have on his head? A beanie or a hoodie or something? You know, he was in his regular, like, street gear. He wasn't dressed up as The Undertaker or anything like that. It was almost like they said, oh, shit, Mark, we need you in 10 minutes. We need to go out to the ring to do something. So The Rock finally turns around. Undertaker goozles him and gives him a choke slam. The gong sounds again. We heard The Undertaker's dong. And then the lights go out. And Undertaker is gone. Rock is no longer in the ring. And I'm thinking, oh, man, it can't be. Say it ain't so. Where's my man? Where's Stone Cold? Unfortunately, there was no Stone Cold on this. Hopefully, there's a good reason why. Because everything they did here was set up for him to make an appearance. Like, if ever he was going to just make a random cameo like this, you got Cena there, you got this, the Shield music hits, and Rollins comes out in the old Shield gear. You know, it was like the Night of 1,000 Stars. This would have been the spot right there, and they didn't do it. And it's like the one thing that kind of eats away. That would have made it so perfect, but it didn't happen.
That running snap neck man when someone does it, I love it, man. It's the perfect one of the greatest of all time.
For a cleaner, more sustainable future.
God damn these ads.
And how is that?
Come on now.
Seth Rollins is over here. And he's pulling himself back up with the use of the ropes. And he has a choice to make in that moment. Do I hit Cody with this chair and win the match? Or do I hit Seth with this chair? Who's not in the match. But he's probably having flashbacks, right? He's the Roman Reigns character 10 years ago. It was 10 years ago that Seth Rollins put the chair in his back and killed the Shield once and for all. So what does Roman Reigns opt to do? He hits Seth with the chair in the back. I love how, by the way, he hits the guy wearing a vest. Wearing a protective vest. hits him in the back with the chair. Down goes Seth Rollins. And again, I go back to the Heat movie analogy that I used earlier. It's like De Niro, man. You were this close. You were this close from getting away scot-free. You just couldn't help yourself. Consumed by revenge, he goes back. Ends up getting killed. Spoiler, sorry. But he goes back, and it all falls apart. So he knocks down Seth Rollins, who, by the way, has still not gotten any bit of offense in on anybody here. And I am seriously wondering if he is injured legitimately. Now, I have not had the chance yet to go check any news reports, but the way he was moving around out there, I wonder if maybe the reason why he did not get physical and do anything was because maybe he is legitimately hurt. And he just wanted to make sure he got out there because he knew, like, I'm not going to miss this spot. I don't know. So down goes Seth. Roman lets out a war cry. He's going for a spear. Cody catches him with a kick, though, on the way in. Cody hits crossroads. Cody hits a second crossroads. Cody hits a third crossroads. He covers Roman Reigns. The referee drops down. He counts the 3. And Cody Rhodes wins the undisputed WWE Universal Championship. He pins Roman Reigns 33 minutes into to finish the story at WrestleMania 40. And I don't know how many of you noticed this, but Roman Reigns, after he ate that third crossroads, and Cody hooked the leg and went for the pin, Roman had the biggest smile on his face for just a moment there. I think when the referee hit 2, he cracked a smile that was very noticeable. And I just thought that smile is everything. That smile in that moment really just encapsulated the entire match. And probably how much fun everybody was having being part of this and hearing the crowd, which was just going crazy and reacting to everything. It was unmistakable. But I thought that smile, that little smile he cracked there was just everything. And so Samantha Irvin is very emotional about this. She gets into this stuff. And her voice is cracking. She's having a little bit of trouble announcing Cody, but she announces Cody as the winner and the new champion. Michael Cole on commentary sounded like he was openly weeping. Charles Robinson was the referee. He presented Cody with the title. Cody drops to his knees. Brandy joins him in the ring. Now here comes Randy Orton. Here comes Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, CM Punk, LA Knight. Jey Uso was back, so obviously he's still alive after falling off the ramp with his brother. And they join John Cena. Seth Rollins is back up in the ring. Cody and Brandy. They raise Cody up on their shoulders for the big celebration, just like they did with Bret at WrestleMania 10. All the baby faces come out. They hoist Bret up.
Yeah, Bret
face
Hart.
of a new era in WWE at the time.
Yeah.
Cody and Punk shared an embrace. They shared a moment. I thought it was cool seeing Punk and Cena in the background. They shared a moment too. They were chatting for a little bit. Mama Rhodes got into the ring. She hugged her son. Michael Cole on commentary is shouting. He goes, "Damn it, I love professional wrestling." And Cody presented the title to his mother, which he said he would do. He can't present the title to his dad, but he said, "I'm going to present it to my mom." And he hands the championship over to her. Cody then motions for the microphone. He's got a few words that he would like to say. He says, "Look, I know it's been a long night. I actually thought it was going to be longer. I mean, it felt like they were actually trying to kill time here. Because the night before ended, I don't remember exactly what time it was. It was after 11. This show was like 10:30, and it was basically over. He goes, "I know it's been a long night." He said, "There were a couple of people, though, that I want to invite out to the ring because I would not be here right now without either one of these." And he said one of those men was Bruce Pritchard. And I'm thinking, Bruce? He invited Bruce out to the ring. Here comes Bruce. And the other man, he said, I know he's not going to want to come out here. He's going to come out here kicking and screaming. But he invites Triple H out to the ring. Here comes Bruce Pritchard. Here comes Triple H. They get into the ring. And Pritchard hugs Cody and has a few words with him and says how proud he is of him. But, you know, it was Pritchard who flew down to Cody's house in Georgia with Vince McMahon to meet with Cody personally when they were negotiating and talking about him coming back to WWE. They got on a plane together. They came down. They met with Cody in person. So it is very likely that Cody would not be back in the company right now were it not for the influence of Bruce Prichard.
Yeah.
So they exchanged some words there. And then he shares a moment with Triple H where they kind of put their heads together and they hug. Orton and Zayn, they put Cody on their shoulders again before he back down. Cody ends up hugging Brandy. Cody left the ring. He walked up to Michael Cole, who was all choked up, and says, "I love you." It was like everybody was in their feelings in the main event here at the end of the show. So Cody shakes hands with Corey Graves and Pat McAfee. He gets back into the ring. He plays to the crowd. He looks down at Seth Rollins, who was outside the ring. He puts his hand out to shake his hand. Rollins reaches through the ropes and shakes his hand. Again, there was something about Seth. He had a look on his face, like his eyes, like, I don't know. I think there's something wrong with that guy. Hopefully he's okay, but he did not look good. He looked like he was somewhere else. And so everybody left the ring and they stood outside the ring and allowed Cody to have a moment to himself on the inside as the pyro shot off. And Michael Cole on commentary said, sometimes this business just gets you right in the heart. And it doesn't get any sweeter than this. Cody went to ringside, hugged a bunch of people, including Nick Khan, who was not smiling. He looked very stoic, but he embraced Cody as well. Corey Graves said that pro wrestling is back. Pat McAfee added, pro wrestling is beautiful. And without getting too sappy here, I will chime in and say that this is what pro wrestling is all about.
Exactly.
It's all about having fun. Or at least that's what it should be. And I think far too often we kind of get, and I'm guilty of this too, we get sucked into the abyss of all of the negative. Yeah, there's a lot of tribalism going on. That's a big problem right now as well. And it's easy to kind of get dragged down into the muck like that. But at the end of the day, when you can watch a wrestling match or a show and you're into it and you're marking out for this and you're marking out for
Oh, my phone about to die.
And gets revenge for all those years on Seth Rollins for what he did to him. He did it right back to Seth in that moment. Nailed him in the back with a steel chair. So he hits Rollins in the back with a steel chair. This distraction allowed Rhodes to hit Reigns with 3 consecutive crossroads. 1, 2, 3. And Cody Rhodes is the new undisputed Universal Heavyweight Champion. Brandy Rhodes gets into the ring to celebrate with her husband. We see some replays of everything that happened with Rock and Undertaker, Cena, Jey Uso spearing Jimmy off the stage. We get back. Sami Zayn's in the ring. Kevin Owens, Jey Uso, John Cena, LA Knight, Randy Orton, Brandy Rhodes celebrated with Cody. Jey and Sami hoisted Cody on their shoulders. CM Punk and others celebrated and got into the ring as well. Michelle, Cody's mom, gets into the ring. Rhodes turns around, hugs his mother. More members of the Rhodes family entered. I believe his sister was there as well. Rhodes gave his mom the title. He kneeled down on one knee and handed the belt to his mother. Rhodes grabbed the microphone. Crowd chanted for Cody. Rhodes says this was the greatest ring of people that he knows. He's surrounded by greatness in this stadium. Rhodes called out 2 people. One being Bruce Prichard, who he said, if it wasn't for Bruce, he wouldn't be here in the WWE. And Triple H. And he knows Triple H. He's no selling him and doesn't want here. But I want both Bruce Prichard and Triple H to come out here because without them, this could not be. Prichard comes out. He hugs Cody Rhodes, tells Cody Rhodes he loves him. Triple H comes in there. They met nose to nose, face to face, and they embraced for a good 60 seconds with Triple H whispering something in his ear. And they hugged. Triple H embraced Rhodes. They had a moment before Zayn and Orton held Rhodes up on their shoulders as well. Rhodes hugged Cole. He goes out to hug Michael Cole. Michael Cole mouthed to him, "I love you." Shook Corey Graves' hand. Shook Pat McAfee's hand. He shook hands with Seth Rollins. Triple H embraced him one more time. And then he goes over to the outside and goes to hug Nick Khan. He thanks Nick Khan for everything. And the show goes off the air with Cody Rhodes holding up the World Championship, and WrestleMania 40 is in the books.
One of the best moments ever.
This was a main event for the ages.
Yep.
A main event for this generation that will never be forgotten.
You'll remember.
WrestleMania 40 was a culmination of past year's WrestleManias.
Yeah.
We got The Rock, we got Undertaker, we got John Cena. They all made sense. Most of them did, minus The Undertaker, in the bloodline lore.
Yeah.
Shield, Seth Rollins told Cody Rhodes he was going to be his Shield. Obviously, we know the history between Rollins and Reigns. Undertaker was the only one that didn't really make any sense, but in the world of the Avengers, I don't know how anybody's going to turn away the Undertaker.
Exactly.
He is WrestleMania.
Yeah.
He is Mr. WrestleMania. What they did tonight was something that will be remembered for generations and generations, long after we are off this earth.
Yeah.
It was fucking overbooked. It was hokey. It was fucking crazy. It was